Martin, this is Face Today, and this week we've been talking about being in pursuit of the goal rather than just being in pursuit of the path that you've chosen. And one of the biggest questions is how do I know the difference? How do I know the difference between the goal that I have for my life or the goal that I desire and the path that I've chosen? I mean, sometimes you can start going down the path and eventually the path begins to look like the goal. So how can you know the difference between the path and the goal and which one you ought to be in pursuit in? Well, Socrates once said that the unexamined life is not worth living. Now then, a lot of times that's misunderstood and mistranslated and just saying, hey, you need to take a critical look at your life and see if the choices you're making are in the right way. That's not what Socrates meant. What Socrates meant is that a life without contemplation, a life that does not have the quality of setting aside time to think just for the sake of thinking. Not thinking for an end, but thinking and processing and really deeply thinking about your life, deeply thinking about your job, your family, and other things. And really, that means that a lot of us today are living a life that's not worth living. I mean, we get in our car, we listen to the radio, we listen to talk radio, we go home, we watch TV, we have our phones, and when we're sitting waiting in the doctor's office, we're texting, we're Facebooking. I'm guilty here. And we're doing all kinds of communication. And how much time do we really set aside for contemplation? Not thinking to come up with an answer, not thinking to solve a problem, but just thinking in order to allow our thoughts to search out all the realms of possibility. We generally only think to come to a conclusion, and as soon as we come to the conclusion, we stop thinking and we go forward. Well, contemplation is one of those qualities that we need to bring back into our life. I want to challenge you to join me this week. Let's set aside some time to just think. Think through all of the possibilities. Think through conversations that we're going to have with other people before we even have those conversations. Think through the conversations we're going to have with our children before we even see them. Think through the job options that we have without trying to figure out which one has the best pros versus the cons, but just thinking through what would each one mean for my life. And really spend some time contemplating the choices we've made that have got us to this point and the choices that we need to make that will move us forward and put us back in pursuit of the goal. Because that is how we're enabled to face today.